ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। In the Eka Jeeva Vada series, we are going to continue our discussion. Some questions that are going to arise. First question is, if there is only one Jiva, according to Eka Jeeva Vada, all other Jivas are Jiva Abhasas. How this Jagat, Jiva Abhasa, all this Srishti is possible from one Jiva? So the answer is, Jiva is nothing but Chaitanya and Avidya. And just as we say in our Mukhya Siddhanta, Vedanta, that everything is superimposed in Chaitanya because of Avidya. In Eka Jeeva Vada also, everything is superimposed in Chaitanya because Jiva essentially is Chaitanya. So that Jiva is expressing as Jagat as well as Jiva Abhasa, many Antakaranas, etc. So the idea is not very different. Adhishthanam is still Chaitanya. And that Chaitanya alone is Satya. You need Satya Adhisthana for any Mithya Bhranti. So that concept still remains in Eka Jeeva Vada also. Okay. Next question is, let us say there are two such Jiva Abhasas, Chaitra and Maitra. And there is one Mukhya Jiva, Hiranyagarbha, whose projection is all this creation. What is the difference between Mukhya Jiva and Jiva Abhasa? Mukhya Jiva is Kalpakaha, means is the projector. Jiva Abhasas are Kalpya, means they don't have their own existence. They are Swataha Sattahina, Swataha Sfuranahina. They don't have Satta Sfurti. So you call Chaitra, Maitra, all these Jivas, they are not entities as such. They are assumed as entities. And Chaitra's Sukha Dukkha, Maitra will not know. Maitra's Sukha Dukkha, Chaitra will not know. But Mukhya Jiva, Hiranyagarbha, will know Sukha Dukha of all. Just like in our Mukhya Siddhanta, we say, Ishvara knows Sukha Dukha of all. But each Jiva does not know Sukha Dukha of the other. And these Abhasa Jivas, they are illumined or blessed by the Mukhya Jiva, which is essentially Chaitanya, which is Swayam Prakash. So it does not need another illuminator. Whereas these Abhasas, they are Swataha Prakashahina. By themselves, they don't have any illumination. Anyadina Prakashaha. They are illumined or blessed by other consciousness, other sentience. This is the difference. And as we saw earlier, enlightenment of Chaitra or Maitra is insignificant. As far as Hiranyagarbha is concerned, the Mukhya Jiva, Jivan Mukti or Videha Mukti, these ideas are gauna, insignificant. So we can take it this way: Nitya Chaitanya, Nitya Mukta is more important than Jivan Mukta or Videha Mukta. Nitya Mukta. Okay. And one Jiva alone can do Kalpana of Guru, Shishya, Shastra, etc. also. This is the next point. Guru, Shishya, Shastra, Kalpana, their projection, and through that, Upadesha. This is possible. Now, there are some Shruti related questions that we should discuss. Upanishad Vakyas. How do we accommodate these Vakyas in Eka Jeeva Vada or Drishti Srishti Vada? So first is, let us say, Shrutis which talk about manyness of Jivas from different stages of life. For example, avidyaya, avidyayam antare vartamanaha, swayam dhiraha, panditam manyamana. This is Kathopanishad Shruti, Mundakopanishad Shruti. So there, vartamanaha, swayam dhiraha, this is Bahuvachanam. In avidya, there are many jivas. This is what Shruti says. Then in Chandogya, the 4th chapter, Ya iha ramaniya charana, ramaniyam yonim apatyeran, kapuya charanaha, kapuyam yonim apatyeran. So in this Ramaniya charanaha, kapuya charanaha, this is Bahuvachanam. Ramaniya charanaha means those who do punya karma. They will get Ramaniya yoni, means Devata yoni. Or evolved in human beings also, they will be evolved. They will be Samskrita, they will have dharma and moksha as priority somewhere. They are evolved jivas. Kapuya charanaha means those who have more sins and they are not having moksha anywhere in their priority. Once one person asked me, was 64, 65-year-old. He said, Swamiji, what should be my goal? At the age of 65, he just retired and now he wanted to know what should I do with my life. So this should not happen. That I am living this life and I don't even know what is the purpose of my existence. All they are doing is they are busy with setting up other things. Kapuya charanaha, kapuyam yonim apadyaran, they will get lower births. So here also Bahuvachanam is there and association with karmas. First one was in avidya related Bahuvachanam. Then karma bandhana related Bahuvachanam. Then in Sushupti, Chandogya, 6th chapter, Sati Sampadhyana Viduhu, Sati Sampadhyamahe, Vayam. Vayam, you should understand, means Bahuvachanam is there. In Sushupti, many go to Sushupti. Many are ignorant, having avidya. Many have karma bandhana. So all these Shrutis, and of course the famous Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha Sannyasa Yogat Yatayah Shuddha Sattvaha. All this is Bahuvachana. So it seems they all are talking about Aneka Jiva. Paramritat Parimuchyanti Sarve. These are there in Mundaka also, Kaivalya also. Then how Eka Jeeva Vada and all the Shrutis you will show Samanjasyam, that they are fitting in. So the answer is this. Just because the Shruti talks about Bahuvachanam does not mean there has to be Aneka Jiva. That there are Shrutis which talk about Ekavachanam of Jiva also. Bahuvachanam is generally, Bahuvachanam is many Jivas. This is general concept entertained by people. Like Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Purva Mimamsa, all these darshanas, they will say there are many Atmas. This is also a common misconception. Everybody thinks each is one Atma. Vedanta will say if you can show everything with one Atma and many Antakarana, why do you need many Atmas? So the same thing here also, one Jiva and many Antakaranas, with that if you can explain all these, you don't need to have many Jivas. And the Shrutis, they are doing Anuvada of what is otherwise known by people, otherwise understood by people. Just like if there is this Shruti, which talks about creation, which is there in all Upanishads almost, all major Upanishads, big ones. That does not mean Vedanta accepts creation. Vedanta refutes creation also according to Ajata Vada. So just because something is said in Upanishads does not mean it is a reality. Means it is not an absolute statement. Okay. Somebody says there could be many bound jivas, avidya, karma bandhana, that we can understand. But what about liberated jivas? After liberation, there should not be bahuvachanam, plural usage. Within ignorance, you can have. After liberation, why bahuvachanam? So, like संन्यास योगाद यतयः शुद्ध सत्वाः वेदांत विज्ञान सुनिश्चितार्थाः परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे. There bahuvachanam is not needed, Purvapakshi will ask. And if that means Shruti accepts that after realization also there are many jivas. So Siddhanti will answer in this way. What is known through the world, which is the manyness of jivas, is not vidheya. Vidheya term we should understand. Uddeshya and vidheya. Uddeshya is, if I say, Devadattaha Panditaha. Devadatta is a Pandita. I can see Devadatta. I have the experience of Devadatta. But his wisdom, Pandita does not mean some scholar. People use scholar as something derogatory. People think that he's just a scholar. Scholar means he knows, he has only book knowledge. Pandita Shabda is used by Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita. Nanu Shochanti Pandita. Pandita is Jivan Mukta there. In first shloka, when Bhagavan starts teaching, Atma Vishaya Panda Yasya Asti, Sa Pandita. The one whose Panda means Buddhi is about Atma Vishaya is called Pandita. So I can see a person. I will not know he is a Jivan Mukta. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapake Cha Panditaha Samadarshinaha. Pandita there is also Jnani, Jivan Mukta. Pandita Shabda people will translate as scholar. Then they think scholar means they are only in university. And therefore they are like paid staff in university. This is your interpretation. Bhagavan, Shri Krishna did not say this for Pandita. In fourth chapter also, there is a reference to Pandita Shabda in Bhagavad Gita. So Pandita means it could be wise person, enlightened person. Pandita Shabda in colloquial terms is used for anybody. Priest is called Pandita. Cook in some states is called Pandit. Panwala is also called Pandit. those who are in particular in Kashi, in Banaras, so many people who will be selling the pan and all, they are Pandits. They say, Pandit ji, make some pan. So we are not talking about any such Pandita. Pandita means Jnani. Devadatta is a Pandita. Traditionally also, Pandita means the one who has done Veda Shastra Adhyanam. So, Pandita is the Vidheya. Devadatta is the Uddeshya. I can know Devadatta. I don't know about his wisdom. That somebody has to point out. Shastra will not point out manyness of jivas because it is otherwise already known. If at all that was the case. What is otherwise known, Shastra will not point out. What is not the case will not become Videya. Shastra will not point it out. Even if it points out, later it will negate it. Like creation, it points out and then it negates it. So, what is otherwise not known, only that will be revealed by a Shastra. So, this paramritat parimucyanti sarve, etc., such statements, it only says that something which was not understood as a fact by someone, now it is understood as a fact, as a matter of fact. I am Brahma, I am Mukta is a fact. This is called liberation. This can happen to many jivas in many kalpas. Many jivas means each kalpa having one jiva. And if you say abhasas, any abhasa can realize I am not abhasa. In reality, I am the kalpaka, projector. Next question. See, there are shrutis which talk about sarvajnatva, sarveshwaratva, sarvantaryamitva, etc. And according to Mukhya Vedanta Siddhanta, this is appropriate only for Ishvara. Sarvajnatva means all-knowing, all-pervading, etc. This is there in Ishvara. In Eka Jeeva Vada, there is no Ishvara different from Jiva. There is only one Jiva, which I explained earlier. Tvampada and Tatpada are not two separate. They are not separately analyzed for the Mahavakya Vichara in Eka Jeeva Vada. They are together. So if that is the case, then how Sarvajnatva, Sarvakartritva, etc. Shruti Vakyas will be explained in Eka Jeeva Vada. So Siddhanti will say, Chaitanya with Avidya Upadhi, otherwise known as Eka Jiva, that one Jiva, That alone is Sarvagnya. It will have Sarvajnatva, Sarvakartritva, all. Abhasas will not have. But whatever lakshanas you have shown in Ishvara, in the Mukhya Siddhanta or in Bahujiva Vada, you can show all of them in Eka Jeeva. So everything will work out just perfect. In Eka Jeeva Vada, there is samanvaya. And this Jiva is essentially Brahma. And therefore, Brahma alone is Ashraya of Avidya, not Jiva. So that also you can explain. The one who has Samashti Abhimana will have Sarvajnatva, Sarvakartritva, etc. And whatever shlokas you have used for Ishvara, like in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan tells Arjuna, Ajopi san navyayatma bhutanam ishvaropi san prakritim swamadhisthaya sambhavamyatma maya bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vedha parantapa. In Eka Jeeva Vada, all these vakyas you can fit in there, in that Jiva. That I know all your abhasas, previous janmas, previous births, all of them I know. Your karmas. You don't know. Within one kalpa, you can explain. Okay. Next question. Shruti says, Acharyavan Purusho Veda. In Chandogya, 6th chapter, after explaining the story of the Gandhara Purusha, who was blindfolded and kidnapped, is brought back by who? By the instructions of a teacher. So one who has a teacher will know his way out of this samsara. So that is why it is given Acharyavan Purusho Veda. In other words, without Guru Upadesha, one cannot have enlightenment. But in Eka Jeeva Vada, other than this Eka Jeeva, there is nobody else. So, Upadesha is not possible. Either that Guru, either that Eka Jeeva will play the role of Guru, or Eka Jeeva has to play the role of Shishya. So where will the teacher come from? Where will the Shishya come from? We don't have to worry if we have knowledge. When we don't have knowledge, where will Guru come from? These people worry. They are concerned about the availability of teacher. They are not concerned about availability of sadhan chatushta in themselves. What should I do to remove my kama, krodha, my bhaya, insecurity? They are not worried. They are more worried about whether I'll get teacher or not, and whether teacher knows what he's saying, what he's teaching. So they go on doing examination of teacher. By then, lot of time goes away, and then they may realize, they may not realize. Anyway, Siddhanti says, means this Eka Jeeva Vadi will explain that just as in avidya, everything is possible. For example, when there is dream, in dream, Swapna Guru is there, Swapna Shishya is there, Swapna Upadesha is there. Within, because of avidya, anything can happen. So same thing in Eka Jeeva Vada, because of avidya, Kalpita Guru can be there, Kalpita Shastra can be there, and Upadesha is possible. I am Shishya, Eka Jiva, Kalpita Guru is there, Avidyaka Guru. Avidyaka Guru means not the Guru who has avidya. Guru projected because of avidya. Guru Kalpana is done. And he can teach. Then next question can come. So you have explained because of, just like in Swapna, because of avidya, this is possible. Like in Panchadashikar says, Mayayam Sarva Sambhavat. In Maya, everything is possible. Maya means avidya. The question is, next question is, how will the Shishya know that Guru is enlightened? How will Shishya know that Guru is enlightened? So simple answer is, in Bahu Jiva Vada also, how do Shishya know that Guru is enlightened? Nobody knows, whether Eka Jiva Vada or Bahu Jiva Vada. Whether Guru has understood Aham Brahmasmi, whether he is Brahmanishtha, that you will not know. He is Shrotriya, that you can know from his teaching. When you ask some question, can resolve your doubt, he can systematically explain. You are at step 1, he will walk with you at step 1. You don't ask question at step 1, he tells you step 10, and 1 to 9 is I also don't know. It is you figure out. That is not how Shrotriya Acharyas will teach systematically, because they themselves have gone through the entire process in steps. About Brahmanishtatva, you will not know. What I will know is that in his words, there is some different strength, there is so much clarity in his lifestyle, there is so much simplicity, because he lives in a Gurukula, Shishya is also living in Gurukula. Those things you can know. And how he deals with situations, because situations come to everybody. So those things Shishya can learn. And then that he has the ability to teach difficult text also with so much clarity. I will not say that he can teach difficult texts in simpler way, therefore he is enlightened, because if the text itself has some complexity, it expects that student has to rise to that level. The PhD level teaching is taught to second or third standard student, second, third grade in school. And you bring the teaching so much down to that level, Others who are actually PhD level students, they will think this is all childish, because there is no intellectual reasoning to support this wisdom. And those students who have evolved in their thinking, they are medhavi, they are vidwan, they are uha poha vichakshana. And at the same time, they are sadhana chatushtaya sampanna. Significant sadhana chatushtaya sampatti is there. They live with austerity. Vitaraga bhaya krodhaha, vitaraga bhaya krodhaha is said in Shastra for such people. They are endowed with great qualifications. So for such people, jnanam will take place. Even if the kalpita guru means, in that guru, that first is that jiva can be abhasa. Second is knowledge can be assumed till I actually experience the teaching. Whether he is Brahmanishta or not is also kalpita. All I can say is he is a great teacher and he lives with simplicity. He shows the lakshanas of Jivan Mukta, etc., etc. So just as it is true in Bahujiva Vada, same is true in Eka Jeeva Vada also. It doesn't make any difference. I will not know actually whether the other entity that I am interacting with is Jiva or Jiva Abhasa. I will never know. You can say the same thing is true for myself also. Yes. I will also not know. I will be able to know I am Brahma. When I know that, then everything will become clear. Not until then. Purvapakshi says, but Shastra says such Guru will teach. Upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. So that is also you have to do kalpana that he is a tattvadarshi, he is a jnani. It's a projection. Okay. Now the person who is asking a question, you can see the varieties of questions that can come. Starting from Kathopanishad, Mundakopanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, all varieties of questions, Bhagavad Gita, based on Shruti, Smriti, we have to see their samanjasya, that none of those Shrutis are violated. We can explain them in Eka Jeeva Vada also. In Taittiriya Upanishad, in Shikshavalli, it is said, at the end of the teaching of Mimamsa, all the upasanas, etc. are taught, then students, graduation, samavartanam is done. Samavartana, samskara, etc. are done. there is a special bath, holy bath they have to take. That is when they do mundanam. Then the teacher teaches satyan na pramaditavyam, dharman na pramaditavyam, kushalan na pramaditavyam, bhutyai na pramaditavyam, swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam, etc. So in Eka Jeeva Vada, this is called Shishyanushasanam. Is there a akalpita guru doing shasanam on kalpita shishya, or akalpita guru doing shasanam on akalpita shishya, or kalpita guru doing shasanam on akalpita shishya, kalpita guru doing shasanam for kalpita shishya? What is the fact? Who are they? Siddhanti. So the main answer to all these questions actually is this. In Swapna, let's say if there is a guru and a shishya, do you ask this question, how did this guru come? Who is he? Is he kalpita or not? While the dream is going on, you don't have questions. Like that, such doubts or objections are invalid in Eka Jeeva Vada also. And you cannot say both are kalpita. Anyonya ashraya dosha is there. You cannot say both are akalpita. So then there will be two jivas. In Eka Jeeva Vada, both akalpita are not possible. So one can be kalpita, another is akalpita. If guru is akalpita, why would he sit and do shishya kalpana and then go on teaching? He doesn't have to do kalpana, projection. He is happy by himself. Unless he feels some student will come in future, let me write the book now itself, and he will come and read. There is no need. So the only vikalpa, if both are kalpita, there is anyonya ashraya dosha. So the only vikalpa, only option that remains is shishya is akalpita, he will do guru kalpana. But then you don't have to worry about where did this guru kalpana happen from, etc., etc. Because the emphasis is on teaching. This is another thing very important in Siddhanta. Otherwise also we should remember. Vedanta is prameya pradhana. Who is most important? Brahman. What is revealed by Shastra is most important. Neither guru nor shishya. Or if you say it is not pramata pradhana. Pramata pradhana means who is teaching. Like in certain places, whose book it is very important. In our Siddhanta, we say, what is it teaching? That is the first thing I have to know. If it is not talking about Jiva Brahma Aikya, if it is talking about some Aparavidya, it is insignificant. Then within Jiva Brahma Aikya, if there are many Acharyas, then who is the Acharya? What is the Adhikari that is expected for this Grantha, etc., etc. This is how we understand. Okay. Next is if the Shastra Jnana is taking place in Bahujiva Vada, in common sense, people accept that there is a lineage of teaching. There is a guru, there is a shishya, then next guru, next means that shishya becomes guru, then shishya, then his shishya, his shishya. So there is a continuous lineage of teacher and the disciple. In Eka Jeeva Vada, is there such lineage? Number one. And who was the one who got enlightenment earlier? If the one Jiva gets enlightenment, then he wakes up, world will disappear. Because everything else is abhasa, like swapna. And if he is not enlightened, then the world will continue. Then the question, second question is, if he is not enlightened, what about the statements in the Shruti? They say, Vamadeva, Rishir Vamadeva understood enlightenment, means understood the knowledge. Brahma Jnanam he had. Shukadeva, he had Brahma Jnanam. How will you explain their realization? According to you, nobody has attained realization in Eka Jeeva Vada. So Siddhanti says, it is not necessary that only when sampradaya is there, then the knowledge is available. Knowledge is available through the teaching of the teacher. How did he get the teaching? Who was his guru, etc., etc.? Just as in Swapna, we don't ask those questions. It is available. He can give teaching. Where did Shastra Sampradaya come from? It is as Kalpita, as Guru and Jagat and other Jivas. And Bandhana. Bondage is also as much Kalpita. There is one shloka. The Swarga, Moksha, they are also Bhranti. And they are appearing in extended sleep, extended dream. Dirgha swapne spurantyete Swarga Mokshadi Vibhrama. Dirgha swapne, in the long dream, Swarga Moksha Ityadi Vibhramaha Spuranti. They just appear. In other words, Swarga is also part of Swapna. Moksha is also part of the same Swapna. Bandhana, Guru, Shastra, they all are Kalpita. In Dasha Shloki, Bhagavan Bhashyakar says, न शास्ता न शास्त्रम न शिष्यो न शिक्षा न च त्वं न चाहम न चायं प्रपंचः स्वरूपावबोधाद् विकल्पा सहिष्णुः तदेको वशिष्ठः शिवः केवलोऽहम्. न शास्ता, there is no teacher, न शास्त्रम, no teaching, न शिष्यो न शिक्षा, न shishya, disciple, nor teach. Shiksha is the teaching. Shastra means scriptures. Na cha tvam, na cha aham, neither you, me, this prapancha, all of them are projections. Means they are kalpita. Within that kalpana, you can show karya karana sambandha, cause and effect relationships within them. From outside standpoint, you don't need all karya karana. And as far as the realization of Shukadeva, Vamadeva, etc. is concerned, it is said they are the statements which will inspire this Jiva who needs enlightenment. Shrotu Buddhi Prarochanartham Arthavada. They are Arthavada Vakya, praise. And also to prove Pramanyam that you can attain moksha. Because I need a proof that this pramana, that this Jivan Mukti or this liberation is possible. So, yes, it is possible. And in Shruti, Bahuvachanam can be there. Because there itself for Rishi Vamadeva, tad yo yo devanam pratyabudhyata sa eva tad abhavat tatha rishrinam tatha manushyanam, all Bahuvachanam is there. Bhagavan also says, Bahavo jnana tapasa puta madbhava magata, etc., etc. So these all are Anuvadaka Vakya of Laukika Brahma, people who have understood manyness. Keeping that in mind, you say, yes, let us use that terminology. Really speaking, there are not many. There is only one Jiva whose projection is this entire Jagat. So if one understands in this way, then all questions, all Shruti Vakyas can be explained. In a text called Siddhanta Bindu by Madhusudan Saraswati ji, there is a great Acharya, Tikakara, Gauda Brahmananda. Gauda Brahmananda Tika is there on Advaita Siddhi also, which is also composition of Madhusudan Saraswati ji. So this Gauda Brahmananda Acharya, he says, all doubts, samasta shanka prakshalanam. Shanka is like the mala. Samasta shanka mala prakshalanam. By the swapna drishtanta salila dhara. Swapna drishtanta is the salila. Salila, Ganga salila. The dream example is like the Ganga water. It can remove all your doubts in the form of doubts. Means all my objections, all my doubts can be explained with one example, dream. How is this happening? How is that happening? How this is possible? How it is happening in dream? Just like that, it is in waking. That's why in Mandukya Upanishad, Gaudapadacharya ji takes entire second chapter or most of the part of the second chapter to explain waking world is just like dream. Jagrat Jagat is like Swapna. Once that is understood and accepted, then Advaitam is easy. Therefore, third chapter is Advaita Prakaranam. After understanding Jagat Mithyatva. First Vaitatya Prakarana comes, then Advaita Prakarana. So the same thing should happen in my thought process also. As the reality that is given to this world starts reducing, my Brahma Jnanam, my Advaita Bodha, Advaita Nishchaya, Advaita Siddhi will become clear. Siddhi means Nishchaya. Otherwise, I will talk about Brahma, Advaita, etc. As long as Jagat Satyatva is there, it will be difficult to digest. And when situations come, if I have to teach somebody else, I'll be very intellectual. When the situation comes on me and I have to lose everything, then Jagat is Mithya, this wisdom will disappear. So I need that Jagat Mithyatva Jnanam is there with me, it is firm. And for that, this kind of vichara is Drishti Srishti Vada, Eka Jeeva Vada vichara is very much helpful to strengthen Jagat Mithyatva Upadesha. With this, we conclude this series of talks on Drishti Srishti Vada and Eka Jeeva Vada. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vivagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.